There is more mimicry abound in the workshop. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to the workshop. We have one last dice mimic to go. It's been a crazy ride doing these guys. They have been absolutely amazing and fun. I mean, check this guy out. Raw. He has been a blast to paint. Nothing like a D20 beholder to wreck your day. Of course, you can't see them, but I got more off to the side that that nobody knows about, or at least not yet. So the guy that we're going to do today, or the mimic that we're going to do today, is the Gelatinous die. Help me! There's skeletons poking out of it and all kinds of cool things. So we're going to do this one a little bit differently than we've done the other guys. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the new Citadel, well, the new-ish, as they've been around for a bit now, but we're going to take the newish, man, this overhead cam is still new. There we go. And we're going to do this guy relatively fast and quick, at least in parts. And then we're going to go from there and we'll see how it kind of turns out. But I want this guy to just to be, I mean, you can see this one's done in a lot of the, a lot of the traditional styles and stuff like that. There you go. Look at that. Whoa. There it is. I am the beholder. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Had a lot of fun with this one. So this one was, the beholder was done in the more traditional base coats and all that kind of stuff. This one here, we're gonna try something a little different. We're gonna try using the contrast paints and see how that works out for us. And right now, I'm not too worried about whether or not we get stuff in the numbers, because we're going to fix those up later. That'll be fine, and then we're going to move on to the skeletons and the arrow, and at least I think there was. Oh, there's a. Yeah, there he is. There's at least a little arrow right down there. Boop, right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some shyish purple, because the purple kind of matches the purple that we've been using all along. Put some of that. On our palette. Clean the brush, clean the brush. And then I have contrast medium. The contrast medium basically kind of acts like the lamium medium for the regular paints, but it's designed specifically to kind of water down but not lose the pigmentation of the contrast. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do a couple of 3 brushfuls. Alright, we'll make it 4. There we go. And then we're going to mix everything together. Hopefully it'll, lighten it up a little bit. And then let's do a test. We'll see how this works out. Actually, kind of like the way it's looking. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover the whole thing. Work the purple around. Now it's going to collect in the overhangs and the underhangs. Basically, it's going to collect in all the spots I want it to collect in. And I'm putting it on pretty thick. Working it all around. Trying to make sure that we get everything. And I tell you, these mimics have actually been kind of interesting and fun to paint. So I'd like to really thank the guys and the gals at the Geeks Collaborative Gaming for a chance to delve into these mystic and horrible creatures. The thing that I love about these contrast paints is that they shy away from sharp edges, so they act almost as a shade unto themselves. It's pretty cool. So as we let things settle and dry, you're going to start to see that that it's going to collect in the crevices and the cracks and the little pools and spots. There we go. I think it's starting to look pretty good. Now, the numbers are usually gold, but we're going to do a little bit different with these guys, with this one anyway. We're going to kind of do a yellow, because, you know, it's stretching and it's moving and it's, you know, changing its shape. It's gelatinous after all. So that'll be something. Now, I'm pretty sure that we got it all. If not, we can go back and add a little bit of purple into it later. You guys can see, hopefully, what's going on there. Pretty cool looking. You know, there's little slime nodules and everything everywhere. No, so kind of while we're waiting for this to dry up a little bit, I know it didn't take very long. It only took about 10 minutes, 5 minutes, I don't know, to paint it up. That's okay. We're gonna, you know, go ahead and get some of the other stuff ready to go. So what we're using is we base coated this thing in Wraithbone white, and what we're going to do is we're going to go back, we're going to touch up some of the areas like the skeletons and maybe the arrow and the numbers, specifically the numbers in the Wraithbone white, because what we're going to do is we're going to take those numbers and we're going to do this. There we go. Nasdrag yellow. If the, you know, there you go. Nasdrag yellow. It's going to give kind of the look of gold, but not in a metallic kind of way, which is kind of what I want, what I'm going for. And I actually kind of like the fact that the purples aren't totally consistent, because, you know, that way it kind of shows that it's moving and stuff like that. We're still going to give it some, you know, some purple highlights later on, just not right now. Basically what we're going to do, or going to try to do anyway, is we're going to try and base coat a lot of what's going on. Take my small layer brush because I want a fairly decent amount of control. Lay out the paint on the palette. And what we're going to do is we're going to repaint the skeletons, because we don't want purple on them. We're going to repaint arrow because we don't want purple on it. I mean, we want a little bit of purple on them. We don't need want purple all over them. Because, I mean, it is gelatinous after all. It'll leave some kind of residue on what's going on. Try and fill those numbers. As best as you can. Try your best anyway. Be careful. Be slow. Do your best. Well, there might not be spots that you can reach. Try your best. Do what you can do. But don't sweat it if you can't quite get everything. For a gelatinous creature, that just means that it's, that maybe some of the other colors mixing over, or some of the other part of its gelatinous body is mixing over. Well, hello there, little one. My newest studio cat jumped up onto my lap and has since left. That's okay. She's off playing with the other ones, so that's all right. So as you can see, we've managed to get the 2 and the 5, part of the 6 anyway, the part of the 6 that we can see. Look at some of the 4. Again, you know, where we can. You know, got a little bit of that 4 happening. Then up top, we have the 3. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I had an itch. Yeah, this is where you can take your time. Make sure that you're doing okay. You know, letting the rest of the miniature dry. Excuse me 1 second. Well, I'm back. Alright. We're ready to start working on some of the other colors we're going to need for this little weird beastie. There we are. Numbers are ready. Skeletons are ready. I'm ready. It's a good day. So again, like I said, what we're doing is we're trying an experiment today. It's an experiment. Well, it's an experiment with contrast paints. We're going to see if we can make them do what we want to do. I mean, I haven't worked a lot with them. It's something that I just haven't gotten around to doing yet. I prefer my traditional way of painting, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't work for you. Wouldn't work. Doesn't mean it even won't work for me. It just means that I haven't, really tried. That's all. So as you can see, we've pretty much got. Oh, there's a little bit of purple underneath, but anyway, we got the numbers set up. go. We got the skeleton set up. They're similar-ish, but I want him to be more transparent. So the fact that it's not a good solid color is okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and add a little bit of depth a little later on to the cube. We're going to bring some of the drips and stuff up with some highlights. We're going to see if we can't drop a little bit of shadow where, you know, the supposed bodies, rest of the bodies of the skeletons that are hanging out are. But that's going to be for a different day. We're in no rush to get this done. You know, I think it's coming along quite well. I really hope that the people at the Geeks Collaborative Gaming really like what I've done. And hopefully you guys will get on their Kickstarter and get a set yourself. Paint these bad people up, these bad boys up, bad boys. You know, it'll be something cool to see. Anyway, that's what I think. Anyway, but what do I know? So I think next week what we're gonna do is we're almost gonna finish this guy in our next segment, or at least we're going to get all the base coats done, and there's going to be very little, I think there's going to be very little highlighting. There might be some highlighting on the, well, there will be highlighting on the cube. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that was very unbecoming of the paint slinger. He never gets tired of painting. Or at least that's what he likes to tell himself. So I'm going to turn him sideways here because then I have a little bit more control over what I'm doing. Kind of see what's going on. Yeah, I think it'll look good. Alright. Well, we are pretty much out of time for today. It's a couple minutes early, but that's alright. So what I want everybody to do is, of course, do everything that your local health officials say, because we are still in this pandemic. We still have to try to take care of one another. So if you have to wear your mask wherever you go, wear your mask. I'm in my own paint studio. I don't have to. But if I was out and about somewhere, you know I'd be like that. And then, you know, you couldn't see half my face, but that's okay. That's all right. I follow along with what I have to do. That means washing your hands, sanitizing your hands, wearing the mask, doing all that kind of stuff. It's good, good, good. There you go. There you go. And other than that, I want you guys to still paint safe, be safe, take care of one another. All right. We'll see you soon.